Hello, dear fans, friends, and subscribers. This is your host Ram once again with you on the Cricket Happening Show. This on the 28th of December. Well, today's cricket show is about the Boxing Day Test matches, and we had a sensational English collapse yesterday, basically playing schoolboy cricket as they were bundled out for just 68 runs by one bowler. It was Scott Boland who was making his Test debut, and in the second innings he wrought havoc on the English team as the Englishmen were bowled out for just 68 runs and resulted in an innings and 14 runs victory for Australia, who not only won the Ashes Test series as they have taken a winning lead 3-0, they have also retained the Ashes. And what a spell of bowling from this bloke, Scott Boland. He totally stunned England into submission. And as I said, this is not what one expects from England. England is a quality team, and to get them to get them to submit in this fashion for 68 runs was something like it was a real shocker according to me. It was a total shocker because I believe I was actually looking at the telly and I was here looking at the match, and then I just had some work to do. So probably at that time, Stokes and Root were at the crease, and by the time I completed my work and came out, it was all over. So uh, that's how this particular match panned out. So I'm going to speak about that. Scott Boland taking 6 wickets for 7 runs, totally flooring England yesterday. 6 wickets for 7 runs on his debut, and what a test match! What a beginning for this bloke Scott Boland. Absolutely, absolutely wonderful. One could call, and also this will be the one which I'll be talking in greater detail. And as far as India versus South Africa is concerned, after the second day's play was washed out, on the third day, play definitely started. And we saw a day where they said that the pitch will become much faster and there will be some uneven bounce as well, and that's what we precisely saw on the third day of the first test between India and South Africa, where 18 wickets fell, and India took a lead of 130 runs, which is a handy lead to get, and especially the forecast even for the fifth day is not very good. They're expecting a lot of thunder showers. So probably there's only one more day that we are going to see play, and that will be on the fourth day. Well, we'll come back to that later. But let's concentrate on England versus Australia. And as you know, on the previous day, England were tottering at 31 for 4, as you would remember, after Jack Leach was the last man dismissed on the second day. And one was probably looking forward to a fight back from Joe Root and Ben Stokes, which was the most crucial pair at the crease. But, well, they were trying to keep the attack at bay. They only managed another 24 runs. And life was not easy, I can tell you that. The bowling was still on the mark. The Aussies were not giving any ball in the scoring areas. One has to really conjure up a stroke. But Joe Root was looking very good with his drives. But the first wicket to go was Ben Stokes. Mitchell Starc was the bowler, and he gave them an early breakthrough as Starc actually went and hit the top of the middle stump of Ben Stokes, as Ben Stokes left a bat and pad gap as he was on the forward press to defend the delivery, but he was totally beaten for pace by Mitchell Starc, and the ball went in. It was coming in, and it went through the bat and pad gap and shattered the middle stump. And that was the end of Ben Stokes, bowled Starc for 11, and the Aussies and the Englishmen were 46 for 5. After that, in walked in Johnny Bairstow to give company to Joe Root, and Joe Root once again was hit on the groin, this time by a Pat Cummins delivery. And well, we all know how much it pains. One probably thought that Joe Root had enough protection on that, but one does not know. But I definitely we have seen that Joe Root has been hit a couple of times now on the groin region, and that is not a good place to be hit. Well, as far as Joe Root was concerned, he was definitely the sort of father figure for England. He is the one who could have really done something for England, but was not to be again. But after that, Johnny Barrister was given a testing time. He was not really being allowed to actually play his strokes, and this is the time the real rot started for the Englishman. The first wicket to go, Scott Boland was handed over the ball, and Scott Boland got Johnny Barrish to LBW. Now, as I said, Scott Boland is someone who gets that ball to nip in, and he has that surprise element in him. Probably the batsmen think that the ball is actually swerving in, and at the last moment, that is the ball just shapes away a bit, and that really brings the downfall of the batsman. Now, this one from Scott Boland hit him on the knee roll. The review was done, but on impact, it was hitting the stumps, and that was the end of Johnny Barristow's innings. And that was as I said, it was the start of the rot, the England rot by Boland. Johnny Barristow, LBW ball Boland for 5. The English score read 60 for 6. And now Josh Butler walked in and he got an absolute Jaffa, the very first delivery. But before that, there was, and after that, he got an absolute Jaffa, as I said. And after that, the English captain, definitely under a lot of pressure after seeing the wickets go down, he was a victim, and this was the big wicket. And now look at this. I mean, very rarely you see Joe Root getting clean bowled, and this was again Scott Boland getting the ball to shape in. I'm extremely sorry. It was Joe Root was caught by Warner off the bowling of Boland for 28 with 4 boundaries. Now, this was a drive that Joe Root was shaping into the drive, but the ball took the edge. As I said, there was a deflection as the ball moved away, and Joe Root was a victim, caught Warner, bowled Boland for 28 with 4 boundaries. That led the score to 61 for 7, and then it was Boland once again. He picked up Mark Wood. Mark Wood spooned the catch back to Boland. Boland on his follow-through, taking the catch, and that was the end of Mark Wood. Ollie Robinson was out for a duck there as he had the ball from Boland into the third slip region, and that was the 6th wicket for Boland. Ollie Robinson gone for naught, and the end of England was just coming with Josh Butler not out 5, and Cameron Green went through James Anderson's defences and clean bowled him for 2, and that left the England team all out for just 68 runs. Even the lunchtime, they could not even pass through the lunchtime. In the morning session, the decimation was the England team was totally decimated by Scott Boland, one-man army. Josh Butler was not out on 5, 68 all out. As I said, the Aussies winning the match by an innings and 14 runs, not only winning the 3rd test match and the Ashes series, retaining the Ashes. And as I said, now Australia will definitely be eyeing a whitewash in this Ashes series. And I thought this was the lowest score by England in an Ashes series, according to me. I'm sure this was the lowest score by England in an Ashes series. And what the Aussies are absolutely on a ball. And especially, I think, what it does is that success breeds success, as one calls it. When they have won the T20 World Cup, and I think success breeds success. I firmly believe in that. That's enough motivation for them to go all guns blazing. And as I said, the selectors will have a lot of headaches going into the 4th test match between England and Australia. As I said, the bowling resources are looking very healthy. Jai Richardson, 5 wickets in the first game. Scott Boland, 6 wickets for 7 runs. How can you keep him away, Scott Boland? Yes, and what a return for Scott Boland. I mean, at the age of 32, you're making your debut for Australia. That really says, he has been knocking on the doors of Australian cricket, and here he comes at the age of 32 in his very first test match, goes on to bowl some golden bowling figures of 4 overs, 1 maiden, 7 runs and 6 wickets, and decimates England for just 68. and gives Australia and helps Australia retain the Ashes. What a bowling taker, Scott Boland. And as I said, Scott Boland, whenever he's the local homegrown boy from Victoria playing at the G, and what a spell of bowling from Scott Boland. Every time he went on to the boundary line to field, he was getting a thunderous ovation from the home crowd. And also, whenever he was taking a wicket, you could see the cacophony of the the shouting of Boland could be heard. Mitchell Stark, 10 overs, 3 minutes, 3 for 29 was superb. Cummins, excellent, 10 overs, 4 minutes, none for 19. Cameron Green, 3.4 overs, no minute, 1 for 8. And that was the end of the match. And as I said, this was absolute schoolboy cricket from England, because to lose the game within just 3 days of the match is an absolute travesty, according to me. England have to do a lot of soul searching. They have to go back to the drawing board. They have to do very quickly something. In fact, the next 2 matches, if at all England wants to really say that this was just a blip and go there and they have to really make a statement by winning the 2 remaining matches. We know that it's going to be an impossible task for them, but probably they have to probably come with an iron will and determination and come there and conquer Australia. But anyway, Australia have already retained the Ashes, but as I said, for England to salvage something, they have to do something out of the ordinary in the remaining 2 test matches. And what a captaincy for Pat Cummins. What a sort of an induction into captaincy for Pat Cummins. Pat Cummins, on his captaincy, the first time he's captaining Australia, and yes, the Aussies have already retained the Ashes. Tremendous. That was, and it was a tremendous scene at the MCG, and the commentators were going absolutely berserk when Scott Boland was picking up wickets, and it was an absolutely great to hear the commentators. Howard, as you know, is such an exciting cricket commentator. I think that's the best to happen for Australia as far as cricket commentary is concerned. With Howard gets all the excitement into the drawing room, and then we have Adam Gilchrist, we have Kerry O'Keefe, we have Isa Guha, and the other commentators, Mike Hussey in the com box, Shane Warne, the maestro, one could call it, and absolutely, it was sort of really a delightful time for the Aussies. Now, I'm going to change the topic here. We are going to Centurion Park in South Africa, where I'm going to talk about the third day's play. And India, as I said, resumed on the overnight score of, it was, I think, it was Rishabh Pant at the creases. Ajinkya Rahane and Rahul, they were 3 down, as you would remember the other day, 231 for 3, or 272 for 3, in fact. And then, but today, as I said, the pitch had quickened a bit, and it was there for everyone to see. KL Rahul did not, he was out for just contributing 1 run, I suppose. He was gone for 123, 17 fours and 1 6. Scott Deacock bowled Rabada. After that, the next victim was Ajinkya Rahane. Again, Lungi Gidi was back into the picture, and he was the most successful bowler with 6-wicket bag, as Ajinkya Rahane was Scott Deacock bowled Gidi for 48, and not adding to his overnight score with 9 boundaries. After that, we saw Gidi get rid of Rishabh Pant by getting him caught by Vander Dussen. Now, this was the 5th wicket for Lungi Gidi. He was cramping a Pant. He was not, they had a real sort of a plan to attack Pant. They know Pant is someone who gets it in his scoring area. He is not someone who is going to throw his bat. But here, Lungi Gidi was bowling superbly. He was attacking, he was trying to bowl him on the body, and he cramped him for room, and Pant had to fend at the delivery and incised it onto his pad. The ball went right in the air, and Rassie Van Dussen had shot like grabbed it. That was the end of... and I think there was something going on. Probably they had a plan against Rishabh Pant as well, like how they did it against Cheteshwar Pujara, because Shaw Longwell, the bowling coach, was up on his feet in the South African change room. So definitely there was a sort of a real scheming that was done as to how to go and bowl to Rishabh Pant. And I think that was a good one, and Lungi Giri struck. After that, Ravichandran Ashwin his wicket was claimed by Rabada. Shardul Thakur also fell to the bowling of Rabada. And after that, there was Mohammad Shami was a victim of Giri. And then Jasprit Bumrah just stayed there to add some runs. He was out for 14. Jansen getting his second test wicket, or his maiden test wicket, I suppose. Yes, Jansen got his maiden test wicket in the form of Jasprit Bumrah. Caught Mulder bowled Jansen for 14 with 2 boundaries. Siraj was not out on 4, but definitely it was a collapse. 69 runs only added, and India losing 7 wickets, and 327 was the final tally for India. After that, and this was a day where 18 wickets fell. Kagiswara Bada, 372, but the most successful bowler was Lungi Giri. 24 overs, 5 maidens, 71 runs, and 6 wickets in his bag. And he truly, truly deserved that. Marco Jansen getting his maiden test wicket in the form, 18.3 overs, 4 maidens, 69 runs and 1 wicket. Whereas Mulder, 19 overs, not 49, and Mehraj, 18 overs, 2 maidens, not 58. Now, South Africa were the ones who were replying to the Indian total of 327, and it was a real struggle for them. The Indian bowlers were all on the mark. In fact, the score of 197 could have been bowled out for much lesser, according to me, because Jasprit Bumrah for 49 overs was out with an injured ankle. But if you look at it, he only bowled 7.2 overs, 2 maidens, 2 for 16. But look at the other bowlers. Siraj, I thought, bowled with his heart out. 15.1 overs, 3 maidens, 45 runs and 1 wicket. Mohammad Shami, truly the pick of the bowlers. 16 overs, 5 maidens, 44 runs, and picked up 5 wickets. It is his second 5-wicket haul, I'm told, and also he picked up his 200th test wicket as well. Shardul Thakur, 11 overs, 251, picked up some key wickets there of the stand, which was looking a bit threatening, not very threatening. It was Quinton de Kock and Temba Bavuma at the crease. So he took the wicket of Quinton de Kock, and he also took the wicket of Marco Jansen, who was he was trying to stay between India and taking the lead, I suppose. And then we had Ravichandran Ashwin, the only man who was wicketless, 13 overs, 2 maidens, run for 37. But if you look at the South African card there, if you're looking at the South African card, the highest scorer was Temba Bavuma, but what a knock from Temba Bavuma under the circumstances. He and Quinton de Kock was the only partnership that was something that South Africa could at least talk about. But other than that, it was an 82-run partnership for the 5th wicket between Temba Bavuma. And what a classical innings from Temba Bavuma. His strokes were all copybook strokes, and it was an absolute sighter. I mean, he was holding his pose the way he was. So definitely, Temba Bavuma played a sort of a sweet little knock of 52, which included 10 boundaries. Quinton de Kock got 34, 3 fours and 1 6 before Shardul Thakur clean bowled him. This was a ball which was angling in, and Quinton de Kock was trying to dab it away, but the inside edge, and it went and crashed into the stumps. And that was the end of Quinton de Kock. But other than that, if you look at the batting card, definitely that's not something that South Africa would have liked. Dean Elgar was Bumrah before going off. He was the one who drew first blood for India, as he was slanting the ball across the left-hander, and Elgar was stuck at the crease, and he was trying to defend at the delivery, but an outside edge of the bat, and the Pant had done the rest. And that was the end of Dean Elgar. Aidan Markram definitely got a peach of a delivery. Absolutely a peach of a delivery from Mohammad Shami. It was probably Aidan Markram was thinking the ball is, going to just swerve in. And at the last moment, it just seemed away just a bit. And that was enough for the ball to go and hit the edge of Markram's bat. And not the bat, it's basically hit the outside edge of the bat of Markram and went and hit the stumps of the top of the off stump. And Aidan Markram was a goner. Keegan Peterson was clean bowled by Mohammad Shami for 15. And again, this was one of the balls from Shami, was getting the ball to come in. And again, Keegan Peterson was trapped at the crease. And it was an inside edge which went onto the stumps. Rassi van der Dussen was caught by Rahane of the bowling of Mohammad Siraj. Mohammad Siraj definitely troubled him right away and then picked up his wicket as the ball nipped away after pitching, and he had edged it to gully, and that was definitely sort of a celebration for Mohammad Siraj. Other than that, we have Mulder making just 12 runs, falling a victim to Mohammad Shami. Johnson, I thought, with his bat, definitely, I'm told he has 550s in South African domestic cricket. And definitely one thought that I thought he was really defending well. He was really getting right on the front foot. He was really, I thought, even in the spinners, I thought even he was playing the spinners very well. Even Ashwin, I thought he was really doing well. But Johnson definitely resisted well, according to me, in his first test match. And finally, he was LBW bowled Thakur for 19 with 3 boundaries. Rabada contributed 25 useful runs, 3 fours and 1 6, being a victim of the bowling of Mohammad Shami. Maharaj was the last man out for 12 to the bowling of Bumrah, 3 boundaries. Gidi was not out on not. And the South Africans were bowled out for 197, thus conceding a lead of 130 runs to India, which is going to come in very, very handy, no doubt about it. Now, India had to survive a 6 overs, but in the process, they lost the wicket of Mayank Agarwal, as Mayank Agarwal got a touch to a ball. And that was Marco Jansen striking, as he got an outside edge, and Quinton de Kock had taken the catch. And Mayank Agarwal definitely was poking at the delivery, one thought, and that was the end of Mayank Agarwal. KL Rahul was not out on 5 at stumps with 1 boundary. Shardul Thakur hit a boundary, coming in as night watchman, and 16 for 1 was the score at the end of the day for India. So they are 146 runs on. As I said, it will be interesting to see like what is the approach that India has. Are they going to? It is it's a sort of a, one does not know whether India will throw a challenge, because the 5th day, I'm told there's going to be a lot of showers, and probably we are not going to get any play. But is India going to bring some excitement into the game by probably getting some quick runs in the first session? They do have the batsmen to do that. Probably once to bring the excitement into cricket, I think that should be the one that India should be aiming for. Probably in the morning session, India are 146 ahead. Probably they should go and get some quick runs and see how it goes. If they lose wickets, probably they can probably play it out. But if say for example, if they go there and play the strokes, and one thing that will be in favor of South Africa, this new ball is just 6 overs old, so there is so definitely the ball is as good as new ball, and so India have to be watchful. Yes, the runs will come thick and fast because of the new cherry, but whether India will take their chances tomorrow, just in case, because of the 5th day going to be getting washed out, just to breathe some excitement into the game. Can India really really start belting the ball and probably get a score of probably 275 odd, and then try to see whether they can bowl out the South Africans? It will be interesting to see. So I'm really looking forward to seeing some sort of a real challenging declaration coming in from Virat Kohli tomorrow, because especially considering, as I said, with the 5th day bound to be washed out. Rabada done for 7, the wicket taker being Marco Jansen, 1 over, and he had 1 for 4. Well, dear fans, subscribers, I think that's about it. Sums up as far as today's cricket show is concerned. I have nothing else to add right now, and I will be seeing you once again tomorrow. That's on Wednesday. Once again on this cricket show. Until then, it's goodbye from me, your host Ram. Thank you.